live from Numancia, Aklan in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of coffee in my coffee with Ginno cup, my Copico Blanca. Copico Blanca is 3-in-1 coffee in the Philippines. Coffee, cream and sugar, powder form. You just put the powder in your cup, put hot water, and you have a nice cup of coffee. I always start my live streams with the weather. So I'll start with the weather. It says here, as of 3 a.m. this morning, there is a low pressure area, LPA, estimated about 150 kilometers east of Baler in Aurora. That's in the Luzon area. It's where Baler, Aurora. So that is causing some rain, in Luzon. My friend Michael, actually, I saw a comment. He made a comment on the video, and he said it's raining. It's raining in his area. My good friend Michael, he's in 13 Martires in Cavite, and it's raining right now in 13 Martires. Also, not just the LPA, the low pressure area is affecting Metro Manila, Ilocos region, that's like northern Luzon, Cagayan, Laguna, Quezon, Rizal. So a lot of Luzon area is being affected by the low pressure area. But as far as here in the province, here in Western Visayas area in Mindanao, the weather here, we're being affected by habagat, the southwest monsoon. Habagat, it'll last it started like July. It's gonna last till about end of October. So we still got a couple of months here with habagat, and that's gonna cause rain here off and on. It's intermittent. Like today, this morning, I'm gonna show you guys. It's cloudy here this morning. It's been sunny the past couple of days, but today we got clouds. Looks like it got rain clouds, but the sun is trying to come up right there. That's where the sun is usually at, here at Camellia Aklan, here in Numancia Aklan. But you can tell there's like darker clouds. It's not blue skies today. So I'm gonna get some rain. Hey, there's my neighbor's cat. Loki. Hey, Loki. What's up, Loki? That is my Lynette, my neighbor Lynette. She's the daughter of my neighbor, and that's her cat, Loki. Quiet again in our neighborhood here. Always quiet here. Nothing going on this 7:24 a.m. Kids are in school. There's Bumblebee. Oh, let me check on the painter, Kuya's work here. Oh, he made some progress. That balcony area is almost done. He's just got a small patch there that he hasn't painted. Actually, not bad work, for one person. One person is painting this whole house. I'm sure he's painting inside and outside. So he's doing a great job. It's looking pretty nice already. Just a small patch right there. He's not here yet, so I'll film him when he gets here. Probably works at 8 a.m. I bet that's his duty hours here. Again, you can see no roosters in our neighborhood. There's no stray dogs in our neighborhood. Just always quiet. And my friend Loki right there, my neighbor's cat. Totoy always kind of barks at Loki, but I think Totoy is still sleeping. Totoy is one of my dogs. He's a stray dog. And today I'm doing my live stream right there on my little, kind of like that's the carport that I built for Bumblebee. Just in case it rains, I'm covered. Just in case it rains, I'm good. I'm not gonna get wet with this. So you never know here if it's gonna rain or whether the sun will come up. It's trying. I can see like on this side, I see more blue skies on this side. So we'll see. We'll see. Yesterday it didn't rain at all. Yesterday, so we might get good weather. We might get good weather today. At least it's cooler. It's a lot cooler this morning than yesterday. Mayor Bert, good evening, good evening, good morning here. You know, it's like we're like a different time zone. You know, like nighttime there, daytime here. When it's nighttime here, it's daytime in the U.S. and in Canada. Awesome tubing video. I know, right? I mean, that was so awesome. That was just such a fun day on the river. You know, I tell people when they come here to Aklan province, I can take people to the river. That's only about an hour away from our house, Antique province, Malumpati River. And a perfect day because we went there on a weekday. Actually, more people there than usual because there was a lot of Korean tourists. But most of the time when we go there on a weekday, sometimes, you know, I can count the people there in my hand, you know, one hand. You know, there's not many people there, but it actually made it fun that there was Koreans because James and Karen, actually, James and they were like of James and Karen's adventures. They were actually interviewing some of the Koreans. That was pretty cool. You know, it's like James got a kick out of that because there was a Korean vlogger there. You know, so that was kind of fun. That was kind of fun. Raquel, hey Raquel, thank you so much. Thank Raquel. That's this Raquel and Don. They're our good friends. I met them in person in Boracay. Raquel, man, we're so grateful for you guys. You know, they brought us like a huge care package. You know, from Georgia. You know, they're from Georgia, near Atlanta area. I mean, we got like a giant bag. I got me my favorite. Chocolate. I'm a Twix fan and a Snickers fan. So Twix, I got like a big bag of Twix, like the Costco Twix. Dazzle, she got the Kit Kat, Jelly Bellies. We all love Jelly Bellies. And then Leanna loved the gummy. I mean, as soon as I came home, Raquel, and Leanna saw the gummy. She grabbed it. And she like went upstairs to her room, and we're like telling, hey, you gotta share that. You gotta share that. But it was so much fun. So grateful. I mean, that was so thoughtful for you guys to get that for us because I know you watch our videos. That's why you know what we like. Really appreciate it. The gel, the lavender, the Dazzle and Mom. They actually start using that. So, and the shirt fit me, the one with the hoodie. I'll wear it. So I'll wear it when one of the videos or on a live stream. I'll wear that. Appreciate it. Appreciate it so much, Raquel and Don. So nice to meet you guys. So hopefully when you guys come back, maybe like you said, you're gonna bring the nephews from Bacolod to Boracay. Just let me know the dates. That way Dazzle can meet you guys this time in Leanna. Well, I'll bring them, you know, when you guys stay there, we'll try to do an overnight so we can all hang out. That way I can show you guys, you know, if you guys wanted to do the island hopping or the Parao sailboat. We like doing the Parao sailboat, like Dazzle and I. Even though we've done it many times, we enjoy doing it. You know, it's like it's awesome. Like the Parao sailboat at sunset in Boracay. To me, that's like the best activity in Boracay. That's our favorite. And Leanna hasn't tried it. Leanna hasn't gone on the Parao sailboat, so that'll be a good time to take her. We can all go on the Parao sailboat. And if we can't fit, because you know, I know you're bringing in relatives. If we can't fit in one Parao, we can have two Parao. We can race. We can race on the Parao sailboat. Thank you so much again, Raquel and Don. Really appreciate you guys. We're just like so blessed when people are so nice to us. We really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Kevin Shores. Hey, hi, Kevin. Michael C., my good friend in Tres and Martires. Happy Friday to you and enjoy the weekend. Another, oh yeah, right. It's National Heroes Day on Monday. Leanna has school today. I just dropped her off at school, but Monday is she's excited. 3-day weekend for Leanna. I already told her that I'll take her one day swimming. We'll go to Axam Resort. So she hasn't been swimming in a while. We call her the mermaid because Leanna loves to swim. So we'll do that. One of the days this weekend, we'll do the swimming at Axam. And today, Michael, it threw me off because yesterday Leanna didn't have school Thursday. When I woke up this morning, I actually thought it was like Saturday today. And I forgot that Leanna had school. It's like, oh, that's right. I got to take Leanna to school, when I woke up. The holiday kind of threw me off. Having a holiday yesterday was Ninoy Aquino Day. The date of the assassination of Ninoy Aquino. Yes, yesterday was the remembering him. Gutan tag. Good day. All right. Panay Pasi, Daniel, my good friend in Jacksonville, Florida. Ginno, elated to see ya. And all right. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that, my brother. Your daily dose of Dazzle TV. Yes, I'm Filipino. ZASMK. I'm Filipino. Born and raised in the Philippines. I moved to the United States. I lived in the United States for over 30 years. I'm United States Air Force retired. I served 20 years active duty in the military in the United States Air Force. Then I moved back here to the Philippines when I was 45 to retire for good. Now I'm on 59, been here 14 years. That's my short story. That's my short story. Shared your channel with a future who is excited to learn. All right, thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Appreciate that, brother. It's like I get communication most of the, almost every day now. I get people reaching out to me. Hey, I just subscribed to your channel. Somebody like a Daniel recommended me, and I appreciate that. It's like, of course, for us, it's like that's a blessing when more people, want to join our little channel and then want to learn about Panay Island, want to learn about Aklan Province. Oh, I did check on the T-shirts yesterday, so I didn't forget that, Daniel. The Panay Posse T-shirts, but it wasn't ready. It's like did not surprise me that it wasn't ready. I told that, and then the girl said, "I'll just text you, sir, when the T-shirts are ready." I said, "All right, But I did check. On the T-shirts yesterday afternoon. I stopped by Numancia here. It did not surprise me that it wasn't ready because that's how it is here. It's like island time. Everything moves on island time here. No big deal. That I kind of expected that it wasn't ready, but I was gonna check on it because it's been a couple of days. And I'm only having 2 T-shirts made, so I'm thinking, it doesn't take long to make to print on 2 T-shirts, but that's just the way it is here. Game on, hi, game on. All right, Kasu FF. Hello, game on. All right. Hey, good morning. There's James and Karen. There's James and Karen's Adventures. Check out their YouTube channel. Their YouTube channel is James and Karen Adventure. They're in Masbate. I'm like enjoying the videos, James, of your trip there to Masbate. That trip on the boat, the water spout, that's awesome, man. That's like awesome. Now, I've never seen a water spout, man. I've been here 14 years in the Philippines. I've never seen a water spout up close like that. That's like, and you've been here like less than me, and you've seen one. I was like, man, that's so awesome. And then the boat breaking down, but that's and the towing. I've seen that happen. I've seen that the ferries in Boracay. I've seen that happen with the ferries in Boracay. I've seen people pulling like that, right, James? They just tie a rope and they're just pulling the boat. I've seen that before. many of the little bangkas that travel from Caticlan to Boracay, a lot of those single engine, so it's common for them to like their engine dies and they have to get a tow. But like I said, same scenario. There's so many boats, it's not like you're gonna be stranded floating out in the middle of the ocean. So many boats here. It's an easy tow. It's an easy tow. Gino, you may need a t-shirt that reads, I am Filipino. I am Filipino. All right, man. I can get that made, man. I might have to look for it. I haven't seen one that says I am Filipino. I always get mistaken for Gus Fring. Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. And I'm a fan of Breaking Bad. So it's like, I love Breaking Bad. That's like one of my favorite shows. Breaking Bad, probably in like the top 3 of my favorite TV miniseries. Another one, it's a Sopranos. I got to watch the Sopranos from the beginning again because it's been years now that I've watched Sopranos. Breaking Bad, Sopranos. Those probably are like the top 2. I like so many shows. Better Call Saul is another one that I couldn't remember it yesterday. Better Call Saul, it's a sequel to Breaking Bad. The lawyer, the corrupt lawyer. It's like those are like I love those shows. And movies, it's like I love like the Goodfellas. That's like one of my favorite. Or Shawshank Redemption. That's like one of my favorite. Just a lot. I'm like I watch a lot of movies. And I got Dazzle watching all the movies too. She's like into it like I am. Like right now, we're still watching a lot of the F1. We actually finished the F1 series now on Netflix. So now, we're so excited about F1 season for 2025. And that's not going to come out because right now they're on the summer break for F1. I guess a halfway point. So there's no F1 races till like, I think, next month. So we're even watching the F1 like 2025 on YouTube. We're keeping track of the racers like Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri. We know all the race car drivers now. It's so cool. And Dazzle knows them too. She's got her favorites like I do. Raquel said, all right, hey, sounds like a plan. I'll make it happen, Raquel. I'm a man of my word. If I say I'm going to meet you guys, I'm saying we're going to do the for ourselves. I'm going to do all I can I will make it happen. I just don't say stuff to people and I don't make it. I'll make it happen. If I commit, I'm committed. I'm committed. I will see you when you guys come back to Boracay with your nephews vacationing, enjoying the vacation. And we'll stay also, like I know you guys plan on staying on Station 2 at the Piccolo. We're probably going to stay at the Piccolo. That way it'll be fun. We can go swimming at the Piccolo. We can all hang out during that time. Easy for us to do. You saw how easy it was for me to do the day trip. So overnight is easy. Dazzle and Leanna will love that too overnight. Dazzle actually got contacted by Kat from That Philippines Live. Dazzle and Kat are really good friends. They get along. It's like and Lara and Dazzle. I think you've seen on some videos how close Lara and Dazzle are. So I guess Dazzle got elected to be a face painter for Lara's party. So Dazzle's like, babe, I'm not good at painting. I told Dazzle, well, we can get some, like the face paint. That's what Dazzle's supposed to be doing at Lara's party. So we're gonna try to get some face paint, non-toxic, of course, because it's a kid's birthday party. We don't want the kids to get, reaction to like the face painting. So we'll practice. We might even bring Leanna because Leanna is the artist. Leanna is actually like a very good artist. So Leanna would have fun painting kids' faces, like put hearts or peace sign or whatever, or make them look like a warrior or something like that. I know Leanna can do that. Dazzle's nervous because, she's got no experience painting, but we'll practice. I told Dazzle, we'll order some face paint. And Dazzle said, I'm going to practice on Leanna and Mom. She's going to practice face painting on Leanna and Mom. Game on. All right. My dad and I just watched your new water tube. Oh, great, great. Hope you enjoyed it. I mean, it's so much fun. The water tubing is so much fun. And that water, I mean, that's like one of the cleanest waters you'll see here in the Philippines. I've been to other rivers. This is one of the cleanest. The only thing, though, I might have not mentioned, it's cold. That water is, that's why they call it Malumpati Cold Springs. The water comes out of the underground. It's not coming from the mountain or anything like that. I think it's bukal is what they call it here, the Tagalog or the Aklanan or Antique name bukal. So it's coming out of the ground, but that water is cold. And that river, that is deep. That is deep water. You're not going to touch ground. Even on that swimming pool where you saw the guys diving from the diving board, diving from the trees. That water's deep. That's why everybody's got to wear a vest, and you saw there's a lot of lifeguard, a lot of tubers there. I've never heard anybody drown on the river or drown on that pool because they have so many people there watching everybody. And everybody, safety is paramount. That's why they make everybody wear a helmet and the life jacket because, you don't want an accident with the tourists. They're really very protective of the tourists because that's their whole business. They don't want anything negative. That they want people to come out of Malumpati with tell their friends, spread the word. And Koreans, you saw how many Koreans go to Malumpati. The word is out. It's like the Korean tourists that you saw there. Those Korean tourists are actually majority, I would say probably all of them, they're staying in Boracay Island. Boracay Island to Malumpati River, they have a tour that they offer from Boracay. What they do is like if you're staying at a hotel in Boracay Island, you can just go to White Beach, Station 3 or Station 1. There's a tour place there, and you just sign up. You say, hey, I want to go to the river. I want to go to Malumpati River. And they'll pick you up right there on the beach. They'll private boat you. You don't have to go to the terminal, like the port, pay fees, nothing like that. It's a private boat. They'll take you over to the mainland. Takes about 15 minutes. And then from the mainland, they have a van waiting for you. The van from Katiklan to Malumpati, 45 minutes to an hour. Those vans, they kind of book pretty fast. They drive fast. They drive fast. So they'll take you to Malumpati. You spend the whole day at Malumpati. It's a whole package on the tour. It's like the transportation, the Filipino lunch. It's not like a buffet on the restaurant, but what they do, the Koreans will like sit in an area and they put out a spread. Pancit, lumpia, and Koreans, they love the seafood, so they'll have shrimp, they'll have whatever or crab, fish, whatever, and it's a whole tour package, and you pay in Boracay, and after the day, they'll take you back to Boracay. So that could be one day. Most tourists when they go to Boracay, they spend 3-4 days. So that could be a good one day, so you can see the mainland, and then you saw how the activity on the river is so much fun. It's like you're like walking through the jungle. There's a beautiful garden. You're in the water. It's peaceful. It's like really fun, really fun. I recommend it to people. That's why when people come here, we've taken friends there, like we took James and Karen. So when people visit us here in Aklan province, it's an easy trip for Dazzle and I on our car. We'll take our car. It's a tiny car, but we can put 3 people in the back there, like a Salve and Maggie from Florida. When they come here, I told them, hey, I'll take you guys there. I'll take you guys there. You're sure Filipino by birth and American by sweat. I sweated, man. It's like being in the military all those years, man. They made me work. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the military because they gave me so much. My pension now, my military pension, my retirement. And also, I became a man in the military. I was 17 years old when I joined the United States Air Force. I was like And I haven't been in the U.S. that long when I joined. I've only been in the U.S. 5 years when I joined the military. I wasn't a United States citizen. I was just a green card holder when I joined the military, and that's how I became a United States citizen. After 2.5 years, I was awarded my U.S. citizenship because I had joined the military and made a career in the military. Why are you always on live? I like doing the live, because I know there's regulars on the live, the regulars that like to watch it, that keep up with us. I might try to limit it to like every other day, but I'll keep doing the live, as long as people are watching. It's like I loved sharing the information. It's actually easier for me to make a live than make a video. That's why I do a live, because a video, I have to think about the video. I have to sometimes write down notes, talk about something, edit it. It's like a live. It's like free flow. It's like I can just sit here, do a live, and that's a video for me. So that's why I do the lives. Yeah, to keep our channel, people interested in our channel. I mean, I don't force anybody to watch our live, our videos. You're feel free to if you don't like it, you don't have to, I'm not trying to you never hear me say subscribe, I don't do that. It's like the people that watch our channel, I don't feel like I force them. It's like there's thousands of YouTube channels. So if you don't want to watch it, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Enjoy your boat ride. And the sea chicken and the J&K and the sea chicken. I know, right? That was kind of cool how there's a in the boat, but it's called bayong. Bayong is like that container, Daniel. It's made of the leaves of a coconut palm. They weave it. They weave it, and then they put a handle on it. That's what it's made of. So it's natural material, and that's where they put the roosters. Sometimes you see their heads sticking out of there because they put a little gap, so that the rooster can stick his head. But that's pretty cool how there's a sea chicken. Got Game of Thrones. Yeah, the Game of Thrones, man. I loved it. I loved the Game of Thrones, but it was a disappointment ending for me. That's why I don't want to go watch it again. But the whole several seasons, I really enjoyed Game of Thrones. But the ending kind of threw me off there. Same thing with Lost. I watched Lost all those seasons. I love watching Lost, and then the ending kind of was kind of like a letdown on the ending. Another awesome mobster. I haven't watched Tulsa King, and I think that's with Sylvester Stallone. So thank you, Daniel. That might be the next thing I watch is Tulsa King. I'll have to check it out. When are you going to Boracay? I miss the beach scenery. I should have filmed it. It was I was with a friend. I was with Mel. I was showing him around, and when I'm showing people around, I kind of don't want to film. But I did make one on that Boracay trip. I didn't get the beach though. But I did get, I did get at least the port, the Cagban port in the beach area. I didn't get a film on White Beach because my friend for Atlanta, I was showing him White Beach. We walked over to Willis Rock. I should have filmed, but, we were having good conversation, and I didn't want that to interfere with our conversation and our fun on the beach. But probably, I don't have any plans right now for the month of what's left of August. I don't have any plans, Ray, but maybe next month. Usually it's we get invited by a subscriber, somebody that we know. They say, hey, we're going to be in Boracay. Can you guys meet up? Then I go, all right. Like this time, Raquel had reached out to me. I think it was Sunday or Monday. She reached out and said, hey, we're going to be in Boracay. Can we meet you guys? I said, of course, of course. And that's why we met Raquel and Don. I met them at City Mall Boracay. I do miss Boracay. I'm a beach bum too, Ray. It's I can go to Boracay any day because I know I always have fun in Boracay. Beeline, good morning, my good friend in Brisbane, Australia. LOL. There are too many tour. Oh, I know, right, Beeline? Man, I know how it can be overwhelming. And I warn people about that. When you go to Boracay and when you walk through like White Beach, it is annoying. Even for me, I just say, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. I always say that because I don't want to be rude. I know they're just trying to make their money. But when you're in Boracay, man, when you're walking front beach, especially if you're walking by the walkway near the restaurants, if you're not right on the beach, you're okay because they don't go that, most of the time they don't go, if you're laying down on the beach, swimming in the beach, they're not going to go there and offer you a tour. But like if you're walking by Epic, by area, that area, and there's just so many tour guides that are like they got this plastic thing and they're going, sir, tour. And not just that, you're getting offered tour, you're getting offered massage, you're getting hair braiding. I mean, so many people. So many, and I know, tourists, I never could understand why they let that happen in Boracay. Why can they just like a designated area, maybe one in Station 3, one in Station 1, that's a designated area where if you want a tour, go there, and the rest of the beach, leave people alone. But it's been like that since I can remember. I got to Boracay in 2011, and it's been like that. It hasn't changed. I mean, it's like to me, they should think about that it can be annoying to the tourists. I know people are trying to make money. I understand that, but you know, uh, that's kind of one of the things that it's a common complaint for tourists in Boracay that they won't leave you alone. It's like you can walk like on the beach for like 30 minutes and at least a dozen people were like, tour, sir, dinner, sir, paluto, sir. It's like nonstop. People selling you like condominium, selling you like a timeshare, sir, condominium, new coast. I mean, so many uh, that get right on you and like ask you for that stuff. I think this is a great platform for you to connect with people. I think so too. Beeline. That's why I do it. Because for me, it's like when I do the video, I can make a video, but like I said, it takes work. It takes thinking. I have to like record it, then I have to edit it. Uh, I'm spending at least 3-4 hours for video, and there's no interaction. I can make it look good just by editing it, right? It's like here you're getting the live me. It's like if you ask me a question, I'll answer it. On the top of my head or my honest opinion. You can see like uh, it's a genuine interaction. So that's why I do it. It's like, but he didn't offend me. The guy that asked the question, he didn't offend me. It's like, why do I do so many live streams? It's like, uh, not offensive to me at all. It's like I do it because I do YouTube and it's my choice, right? It's like I don't think there's a rule that I can't do daily live streams or every other day live streams. I mean, like I said, he doesn't have to go on the live stream and watch the live stream, But I know, people always want to make their comment and stuff like that. So no worries. Doesn't offend me at all. Korean tourists love going to touristy places in the Philippines, like Boracay, Pampanga. Yes, right? Pampanga, man. That's like, heck, Angeles City, period. It's like a Korean haven. It's like Pampanga inside Clark. I used to be stationed at Clark Air Base. I mean, all you see there's Koreans at the golf courses. They love the casinos. If you go into the casinos inside Clark City, it's mostly Koreans and the casinos. They have direct flights from Korea to like Clark Angeles International Airport, Angeles City. So a lot of Koreans will fly Friday night, get to Angeles City, get to the casinos, hang out inside. They got a nice water park inside Clark City. They have a zoo, like a big zoo, and then of course hit the bars in Angeles City. Then Sunday go back to Korea. So Koreans just have always been like one of the big tourists. It used to be between Chinese and Koreans. We don't see many Chinese anymore, but the Koreans, they still keep coming to the Philippines. That's why you hear it on YouTube a lot. You know, they talk about tourism is down in the Philippines, or foreigners aren't coming to the Philippines anymore. All that really is the Chinese. You know, it's like before there were millions of Chinese coming to the Philippines each year. Now that number is like, you know, significantly less, you know, 90% less than the Chinese tourists that the Philippines get. But we're still getting many tourists, you know, from Europe, Russia, you know, Koreans, Japanese, you know, it's like, you know, it's just the Chinese. They were a big chunk, don't get me wrong. Chinese were a big chunk of tourists here in the Philippines. And of course, the Philippine economy would miss that, but, you know, it is what it is, you know. They're our enemy. You know, China is our enemy. They're bullying us in the West Philippine Sea. So, you know, they don't want to come. You know, it's like we can't force them to come. You know. Good morning. Hey, there he is. There's John, Salve, Maggie. Hello, Maggie. Hello, Maggie. Hope you're watching. If not, no big deal. Hello. Good morning. Then the Panay Posse. All right. Hey, there's Rhea and Roy. Rhea and Roy, they also have a YouTube channel. Good. Right now, they're like in the LDR situation, but you know, good channel. Please check out their channel. The Rhea and Roy is their YouTube channel. We met them. We met them here. They came here to our. We went fishing with them at Loola's Fish Farm. Great people. You know, nice couple. Roy's kids, Max and Nelia. Both. You know, they're like a great family. They're gonna make a great family here in the Philippines. Roy, I'm sure you know he's doing the LDR thing, but I'm sure he's eager to come back to the Philippines and start his life here with Rhea. Is wearing sunscreen allowed in Malumpati? Yes. I was putting sunscreen. I'm always putting sunscreen because I have to protect myself from the sun. They're not strict. You know, there's not, you know, one thing you'll know here, realize here when you go here, Tanya, Philippines is like, they pretty much, especially for tourists, you know, especially for tourists can pretty much do anything here. You know, it's like you're allowed. You know, it's like you can walk around drinking beer. You can do, you know, in Boracay. You know, it's like they're trying to please the tourists as much as they can. You know, protecting the tourists, their safety, allowing them to, you know, be crazy here in the Philippines because that's the money maker for the Philippines. The Philippines need the tourism. You know, that's like one of the biggest industries here in the Philippines. So they're not going to be strict. They're not going to be like make it difficult for tourists. They want the tourists when they come here, they want them to enjoy. You know, they want them to like go back to Korea, go back to Europe, and say, "Hey, I had an amazing time in the Philippines. You should visit." You know, that's what, you know, that's what the Philippines want the experience to be. In Mexico, wearing sunscreen. Oh, okay, I didn't know. I've been to Cancun. You know, I've made a couple of trips to Cancun. I never noticed. You know, I always put sunscreen. But I never. But good, you know, good to know, because it affects the reef and flora. Oh, okay. Well, in the rivers here in the Philippines, Tanya, they still allow people to do their laundry in the river here. I mean, people in the province, when you go, like I have videos, you'll see like at Nabawi River. When we go to Nabawi River, like mom, Dazzle, me, when we're done, even our dog, I've given my dog a bath at the river. That's allowed. You know, they're not, you know, because the river's free flowing. You know, it's not like that section. You know, I know it'll end up somewhere. You know, but I mean, we've shampooed our hair on the river. You know, it's like maybe in Malumpati they're a little stricter because I think Malumpati River, that's also a source of drinking water for that area. So maybe but I've done in rivers where, you know, you can pretty much, you're allowed to do anything on the river. They're not strict. Like I said, I can go to like many rivers here in Aklan province, and people are still doing their laundry. That's the province life. That's where they do laundry. They go to the river and they'll wash their clothes in the river, with soap. Beeline, if you go to a Korean barbecue restaurant here in Australia, and there are lots, quite often the waitress is Filipina. All right, all right. Me, when I Beeline, I have a favorite now in Boracay. It's called the one shot Korean barbecue place. It's right beside Jasper's on the main road. A lot of people know about Jasper's because it's like they've been around since like 1991. It's like Tapsilog and then Carinderia, but it's a updated one. It's a building now, 2 stories, but right beside this one shot Korean. And I love that the food there because it's owned and operated by Koreans. So usually that's my thing when I eat at a Korean restaurant. I've seen the difference when it's owned and operated by Koreans. I lived in Korea for 1 year, so I know how kimchi is supposed to taste, but the different banchan. I know how Korean food should be prepared. And when it's like Korean owned and operated, it's usually better than when it's like Filipino owned and operated. Because, that's their food, man. That's their food. And, Daniel, happy to do it for you. Please. All right, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. Maybe you should do a live from Crocodile Island. I would if I could, man. It's like that's what James from James and Karen's Adventures, his YouTube channel. That's what he's trying to do. He's got like a mobile Starlink, and I even brought my Blue Yeti, power station. We were trying to get it to work at Malumpati River. That's the problem here. It's like even with the Starlink data, for sure, my phone data, it's not gonna work on Crocodile Island. That's the problem. We got so many cool places here that we could share. Malumpati River being one, Nabao River is another one, Halwili Falls. There's just so many places here, waterfalls, rivers, that we can like do a live stream. But unfortunately, the internet, and even with Starlink, you got to get that clear shot. James from James and Karen's Adventure, he's trying because I know what James wants to share that. He wants to share that, and I know you guys would love it. It's just that making it work, But I think James will. He's working with a guy now, Michael White, over in Masbate. He knows about solar, so maybe Michael can help him and get that going. He was trying to live stream on the beach in Masbate, and it was again, he got the live stream in, but sometimes it hangs, sometimes, and you know how it is when the live stream hangs, people leave, unfortunately. So, but I'm sure James will get it. I'm sure James will. He's persistent. James is like, he doesn't like to be defeated. James wants me. I want to try this. I'm gonna try that. So one of these days, James gonna be like locked down on that Starlink mobile, and he can like live stream all over the Philippines. That's gonna be awesome once he gets that. Yeah, Magic Island, Crocodile. I've done snorkeling on Crocodile Island. I've done Magic Island. I jumped off the diving board there. Crystal Cove Island. I've done all that. That's why. And I've filmed a lot of it. But it's different when you do a live, because people can actually see it, right? It's like, that's why I do the live, it's like, it's one thing to watch a video and then I've got to like show it. I got to talk about it. It's like, sometimes it's kind of boring, even for me, sometimes the videos are boring. It's cooler, I think, when it's live. Right? You can just see, oh, there's a guy jumping on the diving board, high diving. Oh, there's a guy snorkeling right there. It's a lot more fun. That's why. But unfortunately, with the internet here, yeah, Crystal Cove, right there, Crystal Cove. Been to all of them, man. I've been around Boracay for 14 years, so I've done pretty much everything in Boracay, around the area. I used to take my mountain bike to those different islands, and I would ride the different islands in Boracay on my mountain bike. Beeline, I just say, walang pera, walang pera. Wala. When they approach me, wa kwarta, wa kwarta, wa kwarta. But they're relentless, right? Beeline, they're relentless. I mean, you can just say, wala kwarta, wala, no thank you, sir. But like, you can't go like, 20, 30 meters and there's another person. So the same thing, paluto, sir. That seafood, they'll cook the seafood for you, or massage, or, somebody's selling you a condo. It's like, there's just so many of that on Front Beach. Good AM, Gino. All right. Torrential. Oh, wow, torrential rain. It's dark. Wow. That's amazing because now look at this. Look at this, Fortune. I'm going to walk. The sun is coming up here. That's why I'm saying this year it seems like most of the typhoons, most of the rain is in Luzon. Like, look at this. The sun is bright again. It's starting to warm up here. In a minute here, I'm going to be sweating here. Oh, I don't have my hat. I've left my hat inside. But look, the skies are clearing up here. Sun is bright. I can actually feel it starting to warm up here. Torrential rain in Makati. Torrential rain in Makati. I have not been able to make it to your live stream lately. Oh, no worries, no worries. It's like I said, it's like it's not like I'm forcing people to watch the live stream. It's like I'm not. It's like I'm happy, like you today. I'm happy, Tanya, that you're watching. I don't want to put pressure on people, but it's like I do know, like Daniel, I know he appreciates that I do a lot of live stream. His daily dose, he calls it his daily dose of national TV. So as long as I'm making a few people happy, I'll keep doing it. When people tell me, hey man, it's annoying, don't do it anymore, then I'll stop doing it. Koreans like the nature here, and they adjust well to Pinoy food. Oh yeah, man, they love Pinoy food, right? One of the things that the Koreans love here is like mango. I mean, Koreans go crazy about fresh mango ice cream, and they even take home like tons of the dried mango, like the dried sweet mango that comes in a sealed package and plastic. Man, they're taking a bunch in Boracay, in Antique. They're taking a bunch. They're like, if somebody's selling it, they're buying it everything. Pacquiao, they're like a Pacquiao. Like Pacquiao means like I'm buying everything, right? They're doing that here, man. In Boracay, there's halo mango ice cream in Boracay. The ice cream is a soft serve mango ice cream. They put it on a cone or a cup. And then they top it with fresh mangoes. Man, Koreans like line up for that. It's like during the summer, you'll see a line of Koreans just like they love like the mango. And then, like you said, when they serve them Filipino food like the pancit, the lumpia, they eat it all. They're like they love Filipino food. I will be happy and honored to replace some of the Chinese, Hey, man. We're happy to have you, Daniel, when you come here. We're happy to have you. I'll be happy to show you around Panay Island. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to get here, Daniel. Maggie said hi. All right, Maggie. Hello, Maggie. Thank you for watching the live streams, Maggie. Can't wait to meet you. Can't wait to meet you. I think you will get along great with Leanna. I think you guys, Leanna, loves having kid friends, hanging out, Can't wait. Can't wait to meet you in person. That boat ride was crazy. I know, James. It's like that's definitely something to you'll remember that boat ride for the rest of your life, James. Especially with the water spout. I mean, that's never gonna happen again. You can't replicate that boat ride you took, James, if you wanted to. That's not. It's like that's like a once in a lifetime experience. Breaking down, drifting on the boat, then you're flying your drone. Then all of a sudden, a water spout and then getting pulled, getting towed in. I mean, you can't make that stuff up, man. That's like golden, man. I love it, and it's like I really enjoyed watching that. Even Mom, Dazzle, Leanna, we were all watching that video, man. It's like so much fun, and I know you're gonna do a lot more videos. I'm really interested. Like I've been talking to James about having a budget, low budget now. Me, man. I'm all about low budget, but about having like a solar package. Nothing over 100,000 pesos. That's my limit. I don't mind spending 100,000 pesos on a solar system for backup electricity. Backup, not my primary electricity source. It'd be nice to have like a backup electricity source, but nothing over 100,000 pesos. That's about $1,800. Nothing over that. That's my limit. But it would be nice, panels here, like solar panels here connected to the house, so I can at least power like electric fans, TV, it's like lights, nothing like AC. I know that takes up a lot of energy to run my AC or my refrigerator, but I'd be happy with something. So I'm eager. I know James is gonna make videos because I saw him on top of the roof of Michael White's house. Michael, he like has all these solar panels on top of the roof, and James is up there on top of the roof, man. He's like checking out all the solar panels. Good morning, JK. Good morning, JK. All right. I love floating around the baoy in the tube with a beer. Right, Beeline. It's like we've go to Nabaoy. We've celebrated Dazzle's birthday at Nabaoy, a few of the nephews' birthdays. Dazzle and her family, they all were born and raised in Katiklan. Dazzle's birth certificate says Malay. She was born in Malay, so that's actually Dazzle went to Malay National High School is where Dazzle, and that's on the way to Nabaoy River, that high school from Nabaoy River, maybe 3 kilometers away. And Dazzle said, before, they would like after school, or when they have a half day, they would go to Nabaoy River and swim in Nabaoy River on a school day when they had half days. That was one of the things that they used to do. Relentless. I know, right, Beeline? Relentless. And I know that, that gets tasking, and I don't understand it. Why the local government, just like I said, why can't they have a designated area in White Beach, Boracay, put a rope even on it, right? Put like a police tape or something, an area where if you need tour, go here. All the not all along the beach, at least they have lessened the people that sell stuff. They're not allowed on the beach now. As far before, right on the beach, they would have stalls. They would have people like you could be laying out in the sun and people are like trying to sell you stuff. At least they've limited that, but it's still, to me, it's still overwhelming. All the vendors and all the tour packages and all that. But I don't think it'll ever change, Beeline, because it's been like that since 2011 when I got to Boracay, and we're in 14 years, and nothing changes. It's like it's the same deal with the port. Getting in and out of the port, like Katiklan Jetty Port, even Kagbang Port in Boracay, going back. You got to go to Lisdine. You got to, it's like my friend. When we were coming in, I'm an Aklan resident, so I'm supposed to go to the Aklan resident line, right? But I'm coming in with my friend. He's a tourist. He can't go to the Aklan line, and I wanted to walk with him and walk him through the process because, Beeline, when you go to the port, you got to go to the reception, the entry, registration. After you're done, you got to go to window 1. Then you got to go to window 2. Then you got to go buy your boat ticket. And each of the windows got a long line, long line of people. And I knew that, and I didn't want my friend who's never been to Boracay, never been to the port, walk in there and be like, what's going on? You see like a mass amount of people. I wanted to walk with him, but it's hit or miss. Sometimes they allow me, sometimes they don't. Because I'll tell him, hey, I'm a Baclanan resident, I'm PWD, person with disability. I just want to walk my friend through the process so he doesn't get confused. But sometimes, go ahead, sir. They'll do that. But sometimes they go, no, you can't go to the Baclanan line. So I got to get separated with the people I'm walking in. To me, things like that, it's like, they just never fix it. It's like, unfortunately, they never fix things like that. And all the process of like me, I'm an Aklan resident. I got to go get my boat ticket. I have to present my Aklan. Okay, I got to present and they give you that little card that like Aklan on, and then you have to go through the turnstiles and give the card, like the paper card, and they're keeping numbers or something. But to me, there's just a lot of like processes that like to me unnecessary and just makes things confusing. They'll ask you like one of the things that you're no longer required to have reservations in Boracay to enter Boracay. That's how it was always been like that. I can just travel to Boracay on a day trip and come back. But during the pandemic, I think that was the time, you had to have a hotel reservation if you're a tourist to go to Boracay. So now the policy is like you can go to Boracay without a hotel reservation, like I did with my friend, from Atlanta, and we didn't have a day trip is what they call it. But when you go in, they'll ask you, what hotel are you staying? I'm like, why are you asking me what hotel I'm staying if you don't have a requirement? Stuff like that, stuff like that. It's just like, to me, but it is what it is, it's like, I've just learned to try to go with the flow, but I know for me, I can go with the flow. I'm retired, I can handle those things, but I know it gets aggravating to tourists. It gets aggravating for expats because they're making you like jump through hoops just to enter Boracay. And it's not free to enter Boracay. It's like my friend, because he's a tourist, day trip. He's not even staying in Boracay. We just had a day trip. He had to pay 300 pesos environmental fee, 150 pesos terminal fee going, another terminal fee going back. So that's another 300 pesos. So just to enter Boracay, it costs him 600 pesos. That's like $11, $12 just to enter Boracay for a day, for a tourist, So, to me, it's like, wow, it's like, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, Ginno, I envy your weather. It's Friday today, gonna pick up Maggie. Oh, no, yeah, that's right. Another Maggie, man. From university, weekend off. Last Friday, I left 4 p.m., got to UP, wow, 2.5 hours. I know, man, I know the traffic. I get that, that's why I try to avoid going to Calibo, like at 7 to 7:30 or like 4 to 5. I try to avoid Calibo during that time because that's when the government people, government workers, schools let out or start a school. So it's always like crowded, a lot more traffic in Calibo. So I try to avoid those hours. Hope weather improves so faster. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Right, Fortune, when it rains, you got flooding, it doesn't take much rain to like flood in Manila. So just be careful, Fortune. You got a 3-day weekend, Monday's a holiday. So just be careful, get home safe. Keep doing it, Ginno. We have very good information exchange. I think so. Thank you for saying that, Fortune. I think, I'm trying, I try to like pass knowledge, today, actually, I was going to talk about a topic, but there's so many comments. I got to go through the comments. I have a topic in my head that I can share with you guys. So you would know Kirby, man. I just know so many people, Beeline, it's like you said, the guy at Red Pirates, I used to ride mountain bikes with him. The guy with no shirt off all the time. He's got board short. And that's like me. When I moved to Boracay when I was 45, man, I rode my mountain bike without a shirt on. I didn't even wear a helmet. Stupid, it's like I should be wearing a helmet, but I was like, I had all my, the shells, the shell necklace, I was like a local, I felt like a local in Boracay, my 18 months there. the OGs that I know in Boracay, Finn. You probably know Finn. He's from Canada. He's been in Boracay forever. He's always at like Levantin. He's always at Nigi Nigi. He's a friend of mine. Finn and I are friends on Facebook. And there's a bunch of people like the expats that are in Boracay. Are our friends on Facebook. And when I see them, we recognize, hey, what's up? How you doing? Kind of thing. I just can't put a face. Kirby sounds like a familiar name, but I just can't put a face to it right now. James, as long as weather is good on that Rojas to Masbate, you guys will be okay. It's dangerous though when, oh, of course, Fortune, that's why I always tell people, if you want to like travel to like Romblon is another place, same area here, Boracay, Romblon area, Masbate, a lot more safer, I think, to travel January to June, typhoon, less rain, more, waves probably. Anytime you travel from July to October, November, you can there's a chance like the water spout, or rain, you saw on James's background there, you can run into weather. But I'm sure a lot of the boat captains, they know to avoid it. They know, but you never know, right? You don't want to be like Gilligan, on Gilligan's Island. It's like a 2-hour boat ride turns into like a squall starts hitting you. You don't want to be like ending up on Gilligan's Island. We recorded a lot of video about the solar yesterday. Oh, thank you, James. I can't wait, man. I think of course, I know you're busy. It's like, see, people don't realize that when you record stuff, sometimes as bloggers, we're busy recording. We're just trying to record everything. You got to like put that pieces together and edit it. And editing takes time. So. Main thing we try to do, we just try to film as much as we can, and then we'll put the video together. That's why that's why like me, like James, he does a lot of live stream. For us, the live streams are easier, and we can answer your questions live. It's like, you don't have to like wait for a reply, or we'd have to like, on the comments for us to reply. It's like you ask a question, we answer it right on the spot. Hey, HD, greetings and salutations, HD. Ginno, the guy earlier who questioned your daily, it's not, I know it's not a regular. Yeah, I know. Thank you. And will likely post offensive comments. They comment on the video every 2-3 weeks. I can ban them. Oh, no worries. He didn't offend me, HD. I think I answered him politically correct. It's like, if he's offended, no big thing. It's like, we can't please everybody. It's like not a big thing. Not a big thing. Looking for, long form video on James, and I'm interested on the budget, budget system, because I can put up that system here. I got like I can replace this I got this plastic like roof here. I can replace that, or make the solar panels my roof, and then connect it to the house. I'm sure I got to place something here covered, that doesn't get wet, the inverter and all that gadgets with the solar system. It's going to be a very long detail there. All right, no worries. I'll watch it, James. I'll watch it. I'm interested. I'm sure many are interested in that video, James. I might not understand half of the technical stuff, but I'll watch it, and then at least it'll give me like a understanding of, I have a general understanding, but my thing would be, I want to like take pictures and copy like the things he bought here that's available here, right? That I can get from Lazada, or if he bought it in Rojas City or whatever he bought it, the system that's here, that I can get myself, copy what he has. I don't want to make the mistakes. If I set up a, going blind, it's like it might not work or it might break. I want somebody like, oh, he's already using it. It's already working. I want something like that. That's why I'm interested in watching. Was there Boracay in 2000? Food setups were even on the shore. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's like even all the way up to the Boracay closure. I think Boracay closure around 2018, 2019. Before the Boracay closure was, they closed Boracay for like, I think 6 to 8 months. They call it Boracay rehab because Boracay was abused, like that. They would have buffets right on right on the beach, on the white sand. They would have put these long tables and they would have buffet tables. People were eating on the beach. And of course, when you do that, people are trashing the beach, leaving chicken bones, pork chop bones on the beach, drinking bottle caps, things like that. That's why they do not allow eating on the beach anymore. You can't eat, you can't drink alcohol on the beach. Before, I used to jog in Boracay Island, 2011, 2012. And in the morning when I'm jogging on the beach, there's Red Horse bottles floating on the water. So that's why they don't allow the eating and drinking, because they were not taking. Now, White Beach, man, is clean. There's always a LGU personnel sweeping. I mean, they're even cleaning like the algae or the seaweed. They're even cleaning that, bagging that, because some tourists think the beach is dirty when there's algae and when there's seaweed. To me, it's like, I'm not offended if there's algae or seaweed on the beach, because to me that's a natural thing. That's not. I'd be offended if it was a plastic, beer bottles. I'd be offended, but not algae or not seaweed. But they even bag that. You see LGU personnel early in the morning sweeping that stuff, putting it in like the sako, the rice, and then carrying out the beach. They want White Beach to be like pristine, because that's what the tourists expect. Tourists expect when they go to Boracay. They want white sand. They want no garbage on the beach, no trash on the beach. And, they got like an army of LGU personnel cleaning the beach all the time. The jetty port is too much, right? Beeline, see, like Beeline know what I'm talking about, and I'm I consider myself a local now. I've been going to Boracay for the last 14 years, often, right? I'm often in and out of the ports, and I'm like, there's no improvement. It's like they did like automate. They have the system now. It's supposed to be like automated system, but I don't hear much success from the automated system, because one of the things is there's an extra charge. It's like people are, you're already paying 300 pesos for this, for environmental fee. You're already paying 300 for terminal fee. Now there's like a 50 peso charge for using their online system. I'm like, I've never heard of that. Who creates an online system where there's a fee to use it? But only in the Philippines, and you can call me Sergeant Frugal. Hey man, you and me, man. I'm part of the frugal crew, man. I'm all about being frugal, cause I always mindful of my spending. Same with me, Daniel. Same way. I'm always mindful of my. I gotta make my pension last, man. I gotta save some of my pension. So I'm always frugal. I don't splurge. I don't like waste money, man. $102 buff. But I saved with buying, yeah, all sale items. Yeah, here you don't see a lot of sale items, unfortunately, Daniel, because the public market, that's where we get a lot of our fruits and vegetables. And then at Save More, the grocery in Calibo, not many sales. Not unlike in the U.S., I know there's a lot of sales. That's awesome, James and Karen Adventure. Hopefully, that will answer most of my questions about the setup. Yeah, I'm curious too, man. I mean, that's always interested me, like the solar energy, harnessing the energy from the sun and getting free electricity. Who wouldn't want that? But for me, the reason I don't have it is before it's so expensive. I'm like, what, $10,000? Half a million pesos. So to me, man, I'll just pay my $80 monthly electric bill. It's like I don't have $10,000 to spare. But now, I've seen the prices go down, and like I said, like a budget system that costs about $1,800, doable on my budget, and then that could probably lower my electric bill every month. So eventually, that might pay for itself. So I can see that benefit. I just couldn't see spending like half a million pesos on a system before. I don't roll with that kind of cash. I don't have that kind of cash. That's above my pay grade. Above my pay grade. Jay Dilly, good you're here. The where? Oh, thank you, Jay. Thank you so much for the kind words. More cool people, and that's all I'm trying to do, man. I'm just trying to, give positive vibes. It's like when I wake up in the morning, I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy enjoying the sunshine. I got so much to happy to live. It's like I'm so grateful. I'm retired. Been retired 14 years. I was able to retire here on my military pension alone. Financially, I'm not rich by any step. That's why I'm frugal, but I have a good life. It's like I'm thankful for the life I built here with Dazzle, my wife, Leanna, and Mom. It's like we have fun. I think most people, that meet us, the one thing, my friend Mel from Atlanta, he said, it's like you're just like what I see on YouTube. It's like we don't have like another persona or something. This is who I am. This is how Dazzle is. My family here. When we meet you, we treat you like a friend. In the beginning, we treat you as a friend. If you treat us as a friend, soon enough, we'll treat you like family. It doesn't always happen that, everybody ends up a family because, unfortunately, there's people that, sometimes do you wrong. Sometimes you meet them, you want to be friends with them, but not everybody's the same. There's some people that, for me, it's like we'll start as friends, but if I feel like you're not a good friend, I'll just like, I won't say anything bad about you. I'll be like, hey, it's like, I'm like, move away from that person because unfortunately, there are negative people in the world. It's like we can't, not everybody's going to be your friend. Not everybody's going to be your family. But when we meet people that are good people, we absorb them and soon they're part of our family. That's how I feel with James and Karen. We don't get to hang out as often as we want. We're both busy with our own lives, our own YouTube channel. But the more I hang out with James and Karen, they're like family. They're starting to become part of my family. Like I know I would always treat them, like family. Like James, I can see he's gonna be my brother. Like James and I are gonna be like a really good friends, real brothers, because he's just a great guy. I enjoy hanging out with James. Hey, how are you doing? The Royal. All right, I'm doing good, doing good. It's Friday, it's Friday. Dazzle, she usually gets up about 10 a.m. Then we might have to hit the public market today because maybe I think Dazzle was mentioning she wants to eat tinola, chicken tinola. So we'll have to get some vegetables for chicken tinola and then cook it for lunch today. Usually that's how our day starts. Dazzle gets up at 10. We go to the public market. We buy the ingredients to what we cook for lunch. Because here that's the dynamic common here in the province. We shop at the public market, which is about a kilometer, maybe even less from our house. We ride on Bumblebee, our tricycle. And we shop if we're going to cook like tinola, we're going to shop for either green papaya or sayote. We'll shop for ginger, and we'll shop for the lemongrass, the bundle of lemongrass. And chicken. And whatever ingredients we need, we'll shop that day. It's not like in the U.S. where when I went to grocery in the U.S., I tried to do it, once every week or maybe even 2 weeks. I want to shop like, because, shopping at the grocery is such a hassle. It's like you want to, you want to lessen your trips to the grocery. So you buy a ton of grocery, fill your car. You got a pantry, you got a refrigerator. Here, we almost like cook, we shop each meal. That's a common dynamic here. And like today is Friday. Usually this is Mongo Day. We cook Mongo beans. There's like kangkong, water spinach, different stuff. We'll buy that for Friday. But I think Daza wanted chicken tinola today. Not many people here shop and fill up their refrigerator and then cook until the food runs out, like several days. Because a lot of times you want to get the seafood fresh. You want to get the seafood in the morning and cook it for lunch. The minute you put seafood like fish, the minute you put that in the freezer, it don't feel right. It's not as good. It's better when you buy the fish fresh, sometimes even moving, have the guy gut it, clean it, scale it, gut it at the market, get it home and then cook it. That's like the freshest the fish is, the best kind. There are many complaints now about small number of tourists, yet they do not. No, it's not small. Actually, Beeline, I have a group it's called the Boracay Community, run by Jeffrey, but one of my friends in Boracay. And the list of complaints from people, these are like expats that live in Boracay, live in mainland. I mean, every day they're like posting stuff in there, like what is the LGU gonna do? What is the government gonna do? They ain't gonna do nothing. Unfortunately, they don't do nothing. If we expats live in Panay, Aklan area, are we charge all those fees? All right, good question. I love that. Love that question, Daniel. The minute you get your ACR card, Daniel, well, if you're getting SRRV, you don't even have to worry about the tourist visa, ACR, and all that. If you're getting SRRV, you're basically a resident of the Philippines. So what happens is, if you're SRRV or if you got the ACR card after 3 months in the Philippines, you get your barangay ID. That's the first ID that you will earn here it's a Filipino ID here in the Philippines that you will get. That's going to be the first ID, like a Philippine official ID. So wherever you live, like let's say you get La Casa Española, we can get a letter from the manager La Casa Española in Calibo saying that you live there. Or we can show them a bill, your electric bill or whatever from La Casa Española. I can take you to the barangay hall, and they will take your picture. You'll have an ID, barangay ID. We'll have your address, and it'll say there, Calibo, Aklan. So now you're a resident now. With that ID, you're a resident of Aklan now. So when you go through the port, you show your ID, you're not no tourists anymore. You're lining up with me. You're Aklanon resident. So me, I do not pay environmental fee. So with you, you will not pay environmentally. You will not pay the terminal fee, the 300, the 150. All you got to pay is the boat fee. The boat fee is 50 pesos, less than $1 for the ferry. So me and you can ride together as Aklanon residents. So, and I've gotten people, my friend Joel and Eileen, when they were on vacation here, because they have a house in Calibo. Ruben, my friend Ruben, Nefty, they have barangay IDs. Barangay IDs is like the easiest to get. One of the easiest IDs to get here, because you just have to proof residency where you live. And a lot of the barangays, they like to give you the ID because they charge you for it. It's like the barangay ID, they'll charge you 150 pesos or 200 pesos. And a lot of times they have an expiration date. They'll have like a 2-year expiration date or 3-year expiration date. So in 2 years, you come back to the barangay, get your ID renewed. That's another 150 or 200. That's a little income for, everybody. If you can imagine, Daniel, if the barangay has like 5,000 residents, 150 pesos, 200 pesos, a good amount of money coming into the barangay. It doesn't take much rain to flood Boracay. Yes, Beeline, you're correct. But it doesn't flood the entire Boracay. What happens in Boracay, there's alleys in Boracay. You know, the main road, I have never seen the main road flooded in Boracay, where that e-trikes travel. The areas where it floods in Boracay are the tiny alleys. There's alleys in Boracay from the main road going to Front Beach. Certain alleys, just the way they were built, and they're fixing that. They're fixing that beeline because I know the one in Ambulong in Station 3. I used to travel that alley, and it used to be flooded. But now they've elevated it. They brick even. It's not even sand anymore. It's like brick, and there's like a drainage system that they built. So they're fixing it. They are fixing that. You know, less and less areas, but there's certain areas in Boracay, just like in Manila. If you go to Manila, you go to España in Manila, that always floods. By UST, same thing in Boracay. There's certain areas like in Ambulong area, that was one that was always, and then the Bulabo going to the back beach. There's the alleys there where like, man, it could be an hour, 30-minute, an hour rain and it's flooded, you know, because they didn't build that alley correctly. There's no drainage on the alley. It probably like sinks like a bowl, so it collects water. So, but when you say, little rain flood Boracay, it's not flooding the entire Boracay. It's certain alleys only. Main road, I've never seen the main road of Boracay flooded. Even D Mall sometimes floods. You know, D Mall, which is like the touristy spot, right? You know, the restaurants. You can have like not knee-high water, but like halfway, like between your foot to your knee. Because it's just the way they built D Mall. So when it rains, there will be water in D Mall. Yep, the flooding. Thanks for the concern. That's why I brought the Fortuner. All right, all right. Smart, Fortune. You brought the SUV so you can handle the flood. But this morning, a motorcycle beside me at a stop lost balance. His top box hit the left fender. Oh man, yeah. It's like, that's it. I know, and I know stuff like that happens, man. Even when here in Calibo, I'm always careful where I park our car, because Kirby is one of Joey's mates. Oh, all right. I'm sure I ran into them because I used to hang out at Red Pirates. I've drank beer at Red Pirates before. I lived there. I live by Casa Camila. Casa Camila is like 20 meters away from Red Pirates. So that was remember Red Pirates? And then there's that tree house. That tree house and Red Pirates were my local hangout to have beer at sunset because they were so close from my apartment. And both places are gone. Red Pirates is gone. The treehouse is abandoned. It's like it's unfortunate. The authentic, like the nipa hut, the bamboo structures, they're being replaced by cement structures, unfortunately. Have you heard of a toothbrush? Oh yeah, all right. Of course I heard of a toothbrush, man. Interesting guy, Kirby. Was a butler in some of the top, and oh wow, I didn't know. But yeah, you meet people in Boracay. It's like because you meet a lot of expats from all over the world in Boracay. So there's a lot of interesting stories, definitely, and even Filipinos that I used to have a lot of friends in the back 2011, 2012 were musicians. I was friends with a lot of musicians in Boracay. They're not there anymore, of course. It's been a while. They've moved on, different lives. Two questions for you. All right, two questions for you. All right. Dream place to stay and the nicest place that you ever stayed in Boracay. All right. I would say the nicest place. That's easy. My friend Chris and Eloisa from Northern California, they let Dazzle and I stay at their villa. They have a villa in Fairways and Blue Water, and that villa was like it had a giant living room, a giant kitchen, flat screen TV. That was just the living room. I felt like it's bigger than my house. It's bigger, the living room was bigger than my entire house, man. And then the bedroom had 2 bathrooms, 1 bathroom for the living room, 1 master bedroom or our master bathroom, 2 balconies. When I opened the balcony, I was looking at the golf course. So that was easy. That was the nicest place. And I can't tell you how much that villa cost, because, our friends, our kind friends, good friends from Northern California allowed Dazzle and I to stay there, I think 5 nights. It was like awesome, so awesome staying there for 5 nights. And that's the nicest. Fairways and blue water. They even had an infinity pool that Dazzle and I would walk up to with a view of the ocean, view of the keyhole in Boracay. That was just an amazing experience for us. And so that's the nicest place. Dream place to stay. For me, my dream place to stay, if I was going to stay long-term on Boracay, my dream place would be Boracay New Coast. Actually on my radar, it's like Boracay New Coast, there's like at least like 4 or 5 buildings, condominiums. I think 6 or 7 floors in each of the condominiums. That would be as far as dream place where I would live. 3 years from now, when I get my Social Security, Dazzle and I more likely will be living at Boracay New Coast, because I like the view of you have a small balcony with a view of the golf course and the view of the ocean. For me, that's the ultimate. If I can see that every day, I'll die happy. That would be my ultimate dream place. Sorry that I no worries. No, the royalty master. All right, the royalty master. Good morning, Ginno. Oh, Ray, all right. From Tagaytay, Ray. Thank you for joining the live stream, Ray. In the rooms up on the hill above the Coco Loco. Oh, yeah, those are nice too. And on Station 3, there's a lot of accommodations with you're elevated. So if you have a balcony, you have a amazing view of Front Beach, and that's the best sunset. The best sunset in Boracay is on White Beach. So like Beeline was saying, by Coco Loco, man, if you can imagine seeing the sunrise, and then the sunset, the amazing sunsets of Boracay every day, that'll just put you to a good mood. That's what I enjoyed when I lived in Casa Camila, in Station 3 on White Beach. I lived there for 18 months. Every afternoon at sunset, I used to go to this, there was Cowboy Cocina, now they're closed, it's something else now. And then there was a German bar that had tap beer. They had beer on tap at the German bar, and then beer on tap at the Cowboy Cocina. So that was almost a daily event. A daily thing for me was like getting my, a frozen mug, tap beer, and I'll be walking around that, sit on the beach, and I'll be drinking that and watching the sunset. That was like, and I wasn't the only one. A lot of expats, that was our routine. That was our routine on Station 3. Unfortunately, the Spider House was, that's the other thing, the Spider House. I remember that by Diniwid area, by farther down by Diniwid, not on Front Beach, but Diniwid. I remember the Spider House. Yeah, that part of that rehab, part of the rehab, the Spider House, and then the one that they say belonged to Manny Pacquiao. I don't know. That was the rumor that resort was. They had this one resort where they actually had a walkway in an island. They built like right on the water, but I guess because it's inside that 25-5 rule, they destroyed the resort basically. And same with the Spider House, and around that same area by Diniwid Beach. I had researched it, and you can get Japanese made genies. Oh wow! I didn't know. I thought it was mostly Chinese. And you know how the Chinese always sell cheap stuff. So I didn't know you can get Japanese made. But I think I'm gonna follow what Michael White, his system, because I saw the video. James had a video already. I don't know if I don't remember if it's an actual video or on Facebook, but Michael was already explaining like the things that he ordered at Lazada. Lazada is the Filipino Amazon. So he was showing like the panel, inverter, things like that that he ordered here in the Philippines. That's why I'm interested, because he already has a setup. He bought his equipment here. That's why I'm interested on the video, because I just copy it. I don't have to create something new that might not work. That might not work. I love everyone, but I don't click. Hey, you don't click. Hey, right. It's the same thing, man, with me. It's like, I deal with now, we have thousands of subscribers. Not everybody even subscribe. There's people that, I meet. Of course, I'm careful. A lot of times when I meet people, I try to shield Dazzle and Leanna and Mom. Usually, I'll meet them first. I kind of gauge how they are, because like a lot of times people know us, but I don't really know them. It's like, like when I met Raquel and Don, I don't even know. A lot of times I don't even what they look like. Maybe like a picture from Messenger, but I don't know. So I'm careful. Because unfortunately, not all people got good intentions, and I understand that now. I've only had like a couple, but again, not everybody is like positive. Not everybody's genuine, so I have to be careful too. I have to protect my family from that. The Australian government has been subsidizing solar here for years. You are limited to, but now we are generating more than the system can use. So they are now looking at nice neighborhood batteries. Here in Aklan, Beeline is still not common. There's a whole subdivision here where I live, over 300 homes. Not a single solar system here. I have not seen any. When I walk in the morning at sunset, I look at people's roof. I have not seen a single home here. And we got the room for it, right? Look at that house. That's a lot of space there where you can put like solar panels. Not a single house that has solar panels here. I will be the first. When I set up a little system, I will be the first to set up a solar system here. I guess, because before, the extra expense, but now now I'm seeing that the prices of panels, the material to build the system is going down. So maybe it's encouraging more people to have like a budget solar system. 3 months. See, that I would love that, man. 3-month electricity bill, $20. So I know if I was in your situation, if my 3-month bill's $20, whatever I spent on the solar system, if I spent like $1,800, $1,800, I can recoup that pretty quick, because like my electric bill is usually $80 a month. So man, in a year's time, you're already looking at 960. But again, I can't power the whole house. I just want enough, but it still will lower my bill, because if I can run fans, if I can run lights, and if I can run our internet, things like that, that will lower. Or even like a washing machine, if I can run, it will lower our electric bill from 80, maybe if it can cut it in half, it will be worth for me. If I could, look at maybe in 3-4 years, I can recoup what I spent, So for me, it's worth it to have like a small budget system. And then I would have to worry about power outages. When there's a power outages, I can still run fans. That would be like the win. The win there. It's like, because when there's power outages here, especially during the summer, man, it is hot. When you can't run your AC in the summer or run a fan, it's unbearable sometimes here, especially at nighttime. You can't sleep. You can't sleep here. Good advice. All right, thank you. If you have Boracay residence, you don't have to pay. I used to have a barangay manok barangay ID card when I lived in Boracay, so I didn't have to pay environmental fee. You don't have to pay terminal fee too. Yeah, the only fee you pay is the boat fee if you're a resident of Aklan, resident of Boracay. I know money. Do I need ID? I know, man. You always need ID, man. It don't matter if you know the president of the Philippines. They're gonna ask you for ID. You know. Lucita, hey, my good friend in Maine, Lucita. I'm just stopping. Oh, thank you for stopping by, Lucita. Thank you. To say good morning. It's our Gloria, enjoy the movie night. Enjoy. Hope it's a good movie. Hope it's a good movie. Glad you're here. The world need more. Oh, thank you. Stay safe. All right. Appreciate the kind words. Appreciate the kind words, Jay. Mario is trying to sell the treehouse, I believe. All right, all right. It's been abandoned, man. Unfortunately, the treehouse, since the pandemic, when we came out of the pandemic, it's all boarded up, and man, it's falling apart. The last time I saw the treehouse, and that was one of my hangouts, man. The treehouse, like you climb up the treehouse, get on top there, view the ocean, you know. Unfortunate. Now it's like falling apart. You know, I'd be afraid to buy that because I don't know how, safe it is, like structure wise. You know, that's why it's probably not getting bought. It's like you'd have to like, put money to like make sure it's still a viable treehouse. You don't want to like start putting people up there for it. You know, I'm sure it needs repair. It needs definitely needs repair and support, that treehouse. Awesome treehouse. It's like one of the best treehouse I've been in. You know, it's like an amazing treehouse. I mean, for a dream vacation in Boracay, the nicest resort? The nicest resort in Boracay for a dream vacation, and I've never experienced it, Daniel, because again, above my pay grade, I cannot afford it, would be the Shangri-La. The Shangri-La Boracay. Minimum 25,000 pesos a night. That's how much the Shangri-La is in Boracay. I guess that's why they call it Shangri-La. Fantastic swimming pool, chefs for the restaurant, and private beach in Boracay. You don't have to pass the port. They have their own boat. They'll pick you up in the airport with their own van. They get you to the port. You skip the port. No processing in the port. They have their own speedboat that will take you to Shangri-La. And then Shangri-La, that's where all the celebrities go. That's where all the NBA basketball players, that's where they go. Like when Ja Morant visits the Philippines, when Kawhi Leonard visits the Philippines, that's where they stay. They stay at the Shangri-La. Very exclusive. You get like a butler. There's a butler service in your room and all that. But like I said, I think it's about 25,000 pesos a night, minimum. That's before taxes and service charge. You know how the hotels get you, man. They'll announce, like, they'll say 2,000 pesos a night, but when you get your bill, it's like close to 3,000. What? I thought it was 2,000. The hotel, the service charge, that kind of thing. Be careful as Chinese-made solar. Yeah, I'm aware, Beeline. That's why I want to learn from Michael White. I want to learn from James, because they have experience. Like I said, I don't want to be like the one to like buy something, set it up, blind, not knowing what I'm buying. I want to learn from people that have it already. That I know Michael White's been there over a year, so he's been running like solar for over a year. At least he's got experience. That's why I want to learn from them. I can create a new setup, make up the schematics, and create systems to do what I want. You just have to know how certain components work. It's just that Chinese components not as safe as I'm sure. I mean, that's what with everything the Chinese do. It's like, they're equal to like dangerous. It's like even the e-trikes in Boracay, because they have Chinese components, they've gone on fire. There's been like that where the e-trikes like park the e-trikes. there's like 20 e-trikes. All of a sudden, they're all gone because a fire started in one and it caused fire up to all the e-trike. And those e-trikes in Boracay, they're not cheap. They're a good amount of money, but it is what it is because like China is like the cheap components. You get what you pay for. It's like you don't know what kind of like safety or requirements. A lot of the Chinese products, they don't have to meet that standard, like American tested and American standard. But U.S. products, it'll be more money. Hello from Argentina via Texas. All right, Darren. Oh man, tattoo shops, Edgar. Shoot, man, you go to Boracay, man. Some of the best tattoo artists in the world are in Boracay Island, man. I know. I know Arnel Pineda, the lead singer for Journey. He has a personal tattoo artist in Boracay. He even flies the guy to wherever I don't know, before now, I don't know, he's got legal issues now, but before, when he had like world tour with Journey going, he would fly that tattoo artist from Boracay. In Boracay, when you go to Boracay, man, there's a lot of like Rastafari people in Boracay, like the dreadlocks. They're Filipinos, but they're into that. They're into that, like the hair, the tattoos, probably like, the little bit of that, in Boracay, so lots of tattoo shops. Boracay, I know for sure. Lots of, the rest of the Philippines, I don't know as much. Like in Calibo, there might be a couple of tattoo parlors in Calibo, but in Boracay, there's like amazing tattoo artists in Boracay. People go to Boracay and get tattoos, because they know there's a few good tattoo artists, well-known tattoo artists in Boracay Island. Folks spend 80,000 more for solar, then lost their house insurance due to the solar touching the roof. Oh, okay, yeah. Here that's not a big thing because like. Home insurance here is pretty cheap. Like me, I pay for our house. It's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 430 square foot. I think I pay like 5,000 pesos, less than $100 for my insurance, house insurance for a year. For a year, it's not a month. A year, I pay like less than $100. But there's not much to burn here. It's like all cement. It's like we got this firewall separating all the houses, so chances of fire is not high with our house. Good morning. Hey, I think you're my good friend Ivan. Thank you, Ivan. Yeah, it's like I remember your handle. Ivan. Thank you for joining the live stream, Ivan. I'm sure you're gonna enjoy the weekend with the kids, with Ivana. It's like Friday, so it's 3-day weekend. So have a good weekend. Ivan and family. Your problem with solar will be going 230 volts and storing. We are feed info, the grid paid with offsets, whereas you would be feeding only your house. So I suspect you would need storage. Yeah. I have to learn all that. Like I said, I'll learn from James. I'll learn from Michael White. He's got a nice setup in Masbate. Big setup. He's got like 2 roofs. He's got 2 roofs like full of like solar panels. A big. But he set up a big one, and then I think his father-in-law's house, a tiny one. I'm interested in the tiny one. I'm not interested in the big system. I'm the low budget. I would suggest you send an email to one of the solar companies here for advice. Okay, and I'll learn. I'll probably wait till James. He's gonna set it up at his house. I know in Balete. So I'll wait on James, and once he set it up, learn from James so I can visit him at his house, see the actual things that I have to buy. It's like, I'm not in a hurry. It's like, to me, it's one of those nice to have, to me, it's a luxury item. It's not like, because like I'm good with paying $80 a month on electricity. You know, that's not a burden. You know, it's not a big cost for me. But it would be a nice to have. That way, when there's power outages, you know, I still have electricity. It depends on what you intend to use your setup. Yeah, like mine will be like minimal setup HD. Like I said, a couple of lights, couple of fans. You know, not like I don't need a lot of power. It'd just be nice to have electric fans working when there's a power outage. That way you're not sweating. You can still sleep good. You know, you can still sleep good. I don't expect it to run our air condition. I know that would require more panels and you know, low budget, something low cost. You don't necessarily need a storage if you just plan to use solar during the day. You need storage if you want to use during times by PV cannot generate. Oh yeah, right. When there's no sun. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I'll learn that. You know, I'll learn from James for sure. You know, James will be first to get it. I'm sure. You know, then me. You know, I don't feel comfortable about setting up where I don't know a lot about it. You know, it's like I want to learn from people first, from their experience before I get one. Like I said, it's not a rush. You know, because I have the power station, I have the Blue Yeti, it's the size of a car battery, and that's been okay. You know, but it would be nice to you know, be able to power more stuff. I've been able to power like our internet, portable fans, and lights. You know, but it would be nice to have like able to power more. Yeah, see, I gotta learn all that HD, like the difference between like the, I know lithium, that's what my Blue Yeti had, but I've also heard about lead acid, so I want to like compare to see what the advantage and disadvantage is. So I'll study it more. I'm not gonna jump into it, you know, like I said, I'll wait till James has his system set up, and then I can kind of copy what James has, you know, learn from James once he gets it all set up. Electric bikes. Oh yeah, and see, we don't have a lot of electric bikes here, HD. We don't like. I don't see them. You know, it's like I seen like e-bikes that look like a little motorcycle. It's kind of like a mini motorcycle, and it's electric. But you know how the mountain bike in the U.S., the regular mountain bike that has like the big, you know, like slot of like lithium battery. I don't see many of that here. That electric bike. In Boracay, I see more of it, but here on the mainland, they're not common. I wish they would be, because I wouldn't mind buying one if it's, you know, below $1,000. You know, I'd probably buy an electric bike. All right, I'm almost on the 2 hour mark. I got to the bottom. All right, I got to the bottom. So I think I'm gonna end the live stream right here. It's 9 o'clock, so probably head to the. Oh, Dazzle! I just heard that the AC stopped, so she's wait now. So we're gonna head to the public market, get our chicken tinola for lunch today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining the live stream. I always appreciate everybody's support. I'm blessed to be friends with so many good people. You know, I'm always thankful. Again, Raquel, Dons, thank you so much for all the gifts. You know, it's like I was overwhelmed because it's like a big care package, and they brought it to Boracay. I mean, think about that. They're on vacation. They were gonna meet me in Boracay, and they carried a big, you know, container of like presents for Dazzle and I. So it's like I just feel blessed, you know, because we got people like that care for us, and I know that doesn't happen all the time. So thank you so much. Thank you for all the blessings. I appreciate all the blessings, and hopefully everybody has a good weekend. I know it's Thursday, but weekend coming up, you know, we're gonna preparing for the weekend. It'll be a TGIF at least tomorrow for people in America and Canada. Have a good weekend. Thank you, everyone, for joining the live stream today. Take care, everyone.